So, after a swift first map, we are into the second. It's Apex's pick of Anubis. They will be looking to, well, repeat history, I would imagine. 13-0, if you missed it.
Oh.
They are a rarity in the world of Counter-Strike, of course. So, yes, Pompa have got a lot to bounce back from. They actually look like they will have picked the T side here, which some teams do, some teams don't. You know, we're seeing some teams, particularly at the top end, experiment more with starting on the CT side. Similar to Cobble back in the day, if you've been around for that long. I don't know. There's just a few more variables to deal with when you move into your CT side. So it's nice to not have a deficit to deal with as well.
Yeah.
I suppose. But Pompa want to kick off with some aggression and hopefully winning some fights in this particular map.
Let's see, man. I mean, honestly, for Pompa, unfortunately, the bar is so low, right? Let's start there. A pistol would be great, actually, if they can. But, you know, when you look back at that map, nobody cracked double digits. You got, you know, Han, probably the most impactful player, going 2-11 at the tail end. ME 3-12, Veggie 4-12. It was just not a good showing in any matter of fact. I think now probably the biggest thing is just kind of get any sort of round. Smoke in towards main. Sends to go behind it with the dualies. Doesn't go well. Morel's going to find the first.
All right, something fast is indeed working out for Pompa here. Bomb going to get planted. There is a retake on the cards for sure, but as the heads continue to roll, things looking less and less likely for Apeks. Just 3 remaining now, just 2 remaining now. That's the kit that's hit the deck as well. They might even just move to save, to be honest. You know, it's a firm lockout on the A-bomb site, and indeed, they're moving away. Mr. Casanito can't really get out scot-free. He's actually fancying the exits, but, you know, they're conceding the round at the end of the day.
Yeah. Now, we were looking to see, we were having the conversation. I don't think in CS2 there's been any back-to-back 13-0s, that is. And that'll be the case here. Credit to Pompa, we said, you know, no offense, the bar was rock bottom. Get around is a good start. And that's what they've done. They kick-started map number 2. Their first round of the series comes in map number 2. Not often you get to say that, so you really do have to make the most of it in these scenarios. And of course, it means they get a full buy off the back of it. I don't really expect Apeks to go into any sort of kind of over-investment here, any sort of force. They'll more or less give up a second round and then get the rifles on deck as early as they can. Emmy with the instant smoke going to come through. Going to be a bit of a gamble stack for Apeks to see what they can do with it. Which probably shouldn't amount to all too much. Cassie's playing above the smoke, however. Not far. Not far from the angle, but nothing given up for him just yet.
Sticking around, though, with this Deeg. He's gagging for a fight, and I think he might just get one in a few minutes. Too many targets. Can't split the difference. Still, a bait setup here. Unable to find anything, so unfortunate. Just a P250 of North remaining. Comes close. No kills, though. Nice and clean. Exactly how Pompa wanted to kick off this second map, I am sure.
Yeah, you know, a bit of damage here and there, but generally speaking, we're not going to walk away or talk too much about that one. That is a bit of a throwaway round, generally speaking. So back into the buys for Apeks. This is where Apeks did all of their best work. When they got the guns on deck, it was a one-sided affair, and that's probably what we're assuming is going to be the case here. So Force coming out. Of course, the bonus buy for Pompa, whatever they had in the round prior, they bring in towards the next. They're a double AK, double Glil, and 1 Mac 10. Nade over. No damage. Flash will catch jkaem, but only momentarily. Pompa, the biggest thing at times, they were just so slow on these T-side rounds. And too slow. Left them not enough time to get that bomb down, get executes effective or even trades. Well, another good start. Morel's going to find Casanito and Veggie looking for more as well, but jkaem will trade.
jkaem maybe looking to get aggressive as well. Big one from Veggie in towards mid there. A-bomb site's super vulnerable now, so this B push has to be successful. B not sticking around to try and take the fight. Oh, clean frag. Can he get another? No, but he knows where Nork is. So there's only one guy left to isolate, and surely he's got to be the A anchor, they say, right? That's exactly how they are playing this. Off angle from Sense. Good for one. 8 just so much damage, and that's just going to eliminate him being able to find any more frags. Nork difficult map to save on. He's quite close to the A-bomb site quite quickly, so I feel like he could definitely go for this. No kills presenting themselves, unfortunately, though. And he will just cross over for the save. So, Pompa moving up to 3. Maybe looking to give Apeks a taste of their own medicine here.
Yeah, it's actually really important rounds they're picking up as well. That's a bonus by round that they've just picked up in their favor. Very solid, very effective. But not the AK, of course, is the priority. Slight upgrades coming through for Pompa as well, just to make sure they kind of get far away enough that they can save, which they will be fine to do. So, 3-0 start is already much better. I mean, essentially, Pompa has to now just play this like a best of one. You know, forget anything that happened in the map prior. Completely get out of the system. And I kind of start things a little bit more confidently here in towards the T side of Anubis, which already they have. Like you said, they've chosen to start T side. They've got an idea what they're doing here at the very least. So far, so good. But fundamentally, know an Apeks turn it on that they can be a magical side to watch, like we just saw in the map prior. Let's see whether going to find that at any point. Of course, this round, probably not so much 1 AK to speak of. Norg would need a bit of a masterclass to come from now.
Just spamming away from the Pompa side. I do like this. I keep them aged out at the very least. Apeks have a clear plan in this round.
Jacob, up close. That 5-7 at close range, man. Ooh, head armor, won't get head. Oh, to be super careful of it. I see he's got a piece of the up close. Norcal 4, that's the right from really central trade. That's how you got to play it. Keep shipping this AK between whoever's alive and try and make something of it. Not bad. But we need more on these sort of rounds as well. Hoping something can come forward from it. Sense plus the AK is pretty close to the action as they head towards A.
Yeah, well read by Hahn though, right? With so much presence out towards middle that, you know, the A-bomb site probably is weakened. He was maybe expecting to run into one player, but there was actually nobody there. So the round will be taken, but we've got 2 AKs recovered for Apeks, right? Silver linings and all that, but Pompa looking really good. Pompa looking really, really good, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing for sure.
At least Kicks are making something of this. These saved guns are having a little bit of fun on the tail end. Sense speaking for him to make sure he stays alive. If he was to fall, he would be in a little bit of trouble. Just because in the sense that it's nice to have a little bit of that extra money left over. Granted, even if they do fall, they can still buy into the next, no issues, which should be the case. So, a couple of constellation kills, nothing really too magical or too important. Pompa are going to go 4-0 up. Great start. This is really all you can say about it. This is what it's all about. You really have to come out the gates flying, especially off the back of a kind of a map that won the way they just had. So this is good. This is important to see it. But consistently against the full buy is what it's all about. Norg's going to go in towards that AWP as well. So with Hahn still remaining on the rifle, questions about what we're going to see out of Apeks and of course out of them when they start to get going.
Pick up from jkaem through the smoke. A little cheeky, but they will take it. Decent nade damage onto him, and now he has to be careful not to get traded super easily there. And we saw on overpass great discipline from jkaem in the way that he was taking fights, the way that he was consistently dropping back after one, you know, just making it really hard to refrag him. And that seems to be a bit the case here on Anubis. Not quite as much room to play with, particularly when you're the mid player. Actually going to start pushing forwards a bit later now, though. Oh, flash comes in. Oh, man, it was perfect, but Emmy's spray while blind is good enough to take him out.
Bad. Cassidy's going to sit behind the smoke. He's kind of risky. Pretty common spam angle here as well. Morel's going to play up close. Molotov in hand. Cassidy's now knows this, I'd say. But there's a spam angle we spoke of. It's such a risky place to play, even though you are behind the smoke. Fundamentally, it's not a wall, as much as it looks like one at times.
The bomb site from Dark. Nork has got to be ready for this, and I'm not sure that he will be. He's got his eyes trained on it. Oh, this is the shot. Able to go back in for another. Battling to stay alive. The no-scope lands, and he nearly pulled that one off, didn't he? But he's just bought so much time. These rotations. One remains, and he will fall quickly. Apeks in with their first round off the back of the superstar AWPer.
Yeah, it's much better from Apeks as well. And, of course, individually from Nork there. Really well played. That second shot that he finds quick succession off the first, which dropped the bomb as well. Important. Nicely done. But again, a 4-1 scoreline. There's a little bit of a mountain to climb here. Oh, a small little hill for Apeks to just make this game a little bit more competitive on the offset. So far, Pompa is still actually in a fine position. They've got plenty of cash left in reserves. They can still buy in towards the next round as well, even if they were to lose this. So, foundations-wise, Pompa have set themselves up quite nicely. Careful, Nork. Behind that smoke, picks a pop shot. Does take a pretty serious tag too.
Massive reposition here from the AWPer. All the way around to cover that A-bomb site. Minute and 15 left on the clock. Pompa shaping up a bit more for B this round, would you say? That's certainly the way that it looks to me, but they are falling back into that default of just playing really slow, leaving a lot of space for Apeks. Look how deep Sense is going. It was being watched by Emmy, though, and he strikes true. Big first frag for the T side.
Already. Not bad in the sense that Pompa have the numbers advantage, but they had this a couple of times in our first series there against Aurora and let it slip. I hope they've kind of learned from him. Rel's playing around that smoke once again. Casanito's been punished from this position before. Does need to be careful. This is an awkward area to be in. Smoke should come over towards connector. Now Casanito, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He can't reposition. He doesn't have the time to do so.
Oh my goodness. A big two-piece coming in from him. jkaem as well through the smoke as they got aggressive. Finds two of his own morals. Spammed down by jkaem. This guy is certainly on it this evening, man. He knows his angles. He knows the cheese in CS2 so far. And he continues to use it. A couple of kills through smoke so far this game.
So, again, right, we look at this and we do try to kind of make conversations about can Pompa keep this lead, but we've already seen what Apeks are like when they get the ball rolling, and I think that's why we see Pompa go into a relatively early kind of attack pause here. They know how scary the predicament can be. They let Apeks back in. So they have some money to speak of, but I think probably the smart decision here would not to be over-investing. Half buy-in, you know, individuals like Veggie, for example, just going towards like some Protect 9. Even Han, not really investing to see what he can do with an AWP next round. Enox's ball. Is it a hero or is everyone buying? No. They are going to full buy. I find this very risky. Especially, I know they've got a bit of a lead to speak of, so at the same time, they've got, you know, rounds and arrears, which they can maybe kind of gamble with and have a bit of fun with. But yeah, overall, I find that very risky. Going in towards a full buy here, you've got 3 Galils to speak of, an AK and a Mac 10. If this one falls flat, Apeks go within 1. But Pompa's money's broken. So basically, Apeks are given a freaking red carpet ride to tying this game up for a piece.
Big nade to open us up. Veggie left pretty low, so when you're on the force buy, it's not really the best way to start proceedings. They're going in quite fast, though, towards B. Flash towards dark. Ooh, Molotov comes in. That's going to slow them down for a moment and allow the CTs to rethink the defense. Oh, a wide swing from jkaem cost him his life. Casanito got to be careful as well. Kixon is in. Above a smoke of his own. God, this is such a mess, but Apeks and all the chaos are the ones coming out on top so far. Emmy's late from dark. Might be able to catch someone off guard with this, but beyond that, not too sure. Casanito is just swinging around the pillar, checking all the angles, and eventually sees him. So just Han. And I think his mind is telling him to save. He doesn't really like his position here. Low ammo, can't finish off that frag. surely dead to rights. Player coming in from mid should be able to deal with him, if not for the players on the bomb side itself. Third round for Apeks, taking them a bit of time to get going, but they are looking good once again.
Yeah, even saving was going to be super difficult there as well, just in the sense that he was tucked on that left-hand side. There's just no way. That force buy, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's just such a gamble that isn't really worthwhile. They could have half bought there, and then you know, full bought in towards the next, you know, Han on like an AWP. But yeah, not to be. Pretty rough scenario and circumstances, all things considered. Tapping away down mid, decent damage there. In all fairness, jkaem gonna take a fight. He gets one, but he's insta traded.
Decent from the Deagle, to be fair. Emmy is kind of out on A. I don't know that he can make it much further than this. Yeah, there it is. I was wondering when Sense was going to give it a little look. And of course, this pillar position, especially when you don't have a Molotov of your own, is so hard to deal with. And they're just firmly scared off. Molotov, smoke, flash. No real way for Pompa to get in there.
Oops. Eagle. Close for no cigar. Cassie will see him off. The last two remaining in towards main. Should be relatively plain sailing. Taking around the first. We beat him the second as well. Against the pistols. Not too big of an issue there. Like you said, Apeks had the opportunity to do so, and now they have tied this game up. 4 rounds apiece. Nice and easy right now for Apeks, his last few rounds. Pompa, do you have a buy? Thankfully, Han with the AWP as well, so can challenge that on Nork. I mean, Nork hasn't actually been too proactive since his little kind of 2 kills on the site, but limiting kind of what space information he can gain is important.
Yeah, he's not been dying too much, right? So, just maybe not seeing as much action. And the impact of that round was pretty big. It's clearly given them a lot of energy. jkaem, wrong end of the smoke right now. Trying to hide inside it. Not sure how effective this is. He's just going a bit wild there, isn't he? No flash round or anything. And he gets taken down for free. That's mid-control now for Pompa.
Yeah, bit of a weird one as well. It doesn't need to that sort of fight. Oh, Nork's going to be in trouble here, surely. Multiple come down, but too late. They're burning in it, though. They're ticking. You can hear all of this, but no chance. Han and Emmy, one of their own. And I think for Castanito and Sense, saving's not the worst call.
Kind of the only call that they could make, being so far away from A. Again, it's such a hard bomb site to retake. Pretty hard map to retake on, but yeah, there's really tight choke points getting into that A bomb site. Makes it a challenge, to say the least. So, yeah, all that as well comes off of jkaem's wacky push. So, I don't know, a little bit out of character for him. I thought, surely, seeing him do that there would have been a flash in for him, but then I looked at the minimap, there's no one behind him, like... And then he didn't even wait for the smoke to go down. He just ran through it.
Yeah.
Difficult. He kind of made his bed as soon as he took the damage and then decided to keep moving forwards rather than moving backwards, I guess.
Yeah, it's a rogue one. I'm not a huge fan of the way in which they played that. They made their life a lot harder than they probably should have been or even needed to be. But Pompa reclaim a lead ever so slightly. Something to speak of at the very least, but still feels like a long road to be start talking, you know, kind of success about them right now. Let's see. Back into a buy for the Apeks side. Not the end of the world for them, even though they are a few rounds down. A lot of teams generally prefer the success anyway.
Nice pickup from Sense to kick off round number 10. Apeks not laying up despite losing the round, so starting this one very, very well. Kixon down below is able to find Veggie, looking better and better. jkaem with one of his textbook dry swings finds another frag, spots them all out. What a shot from Beanox, though. Blown the round wide open. They know that Sense has got to be around this A bomb site. If they can take him down cleanly, then the round is really on. However, he goes overlooked. Not that it mattered all that much. I think Castanito's frag really solidified that round for me. He also dropped the bomb with that kill, I believe, so it would have been tough in the 1v2 anyway. All the same, Apeks immediately picking up a round. They are like I say, not letting up. Really, really solid.
And we're all tied square. So I think now as well for Apeks, anything they've done so far this half has felt pretty solid. While that kind of initial start was a little bit rough, everything else has been okay. If they can kind of go for a nice even 6-6 from how rough things started, that wouldn't be too bad. jkaem flashing himself through, but he gets caught Morels. Then a couple of times now. jkaem trying to play that one way. Over towards the left-hand side, and he gets punished.
All sense. Difficult position. That flash has absolutely ruined him. Lovely little solo play from Emmy to just kind of pick up on the fact that Sense was getting deep again. And this time he gets punished for it. So 5-on-3. Apeks are the ones that are trying to recover here. Orc. Not a bad move to go around the corner. He continues to lose teammates. He's going to wait for the frag to come to him, though, and it most certainly will. Casanito doesn't really know where to look with this one, right? Nice Molotov there to just buy him some time and space. Ooh, now what for Pompa?
What now is the kind of the question. Of course, Pompa needs to be careful. A 2v3 is not out of the realms of possibility, but Casanito's taking damage, and unfortunately, Nork rotated off that B site. And for the deep rotate back over towards A. Bomb will be planted. I'm assuming they probably respect it unless they get a very early kill here. Cassie's having a look in. Nork at range as well. I'm sure he won't spot all too much. So it is probably just going to be that kind of save/exit play to be had. That being said, Pompa going to guarantee at the bare minimum a tied game at the turn of the half. Not the worst thing in the world. But still, does make you question about Apeks as well. Looking a little shaky in their own map pick. You know, not quite as shaky as Pompa did on theirs, but at the same regard, Apeks, you dominated that first map. Not as in control as they were here. Giving a little bit more flashbacks what we saw again for them against FTW earlier today.
Alrighty, final round of this first half then. Who will come out on top is, of course, the big question of the hour, or will it be even? Apeks certainly do have a chance to even it up. They've still got a very, very good buy to work with here. So we'll see.
What is kind of the call to arms as well? I think for Apeks, generally for me, a lot of the kind of the rough rounds it seems from have come from slight overextensions. jkaem takes a lot of damage, that nade. And Kingsan with the first fall, but Cassito and jkaem are going to answer back. I mean, the numbers back in favor of Apeks. This is better, but jkaem is still pretty damn low.
Oh. Almost helps to spot Casanito out. Oh, he's nearly caught reloading. What's going on here? Maybe they've both been caught reloading there, and Morals has absolutely capitalized. A little bit of an oversight, it feels like. Bomb has yet to make it in towards the bomb site, though. It's quite late to the fray, in fact. So they do have an opportunity to kind of isolate some fights here. Maybe bring it back in favor. That's a little unfortunate that jkaem can't find that frag. Nade scares him off. Morals back on the safe angle here. His leg going to get spotted, though. And again, the bomb has yet to be planted. They're very unsure of what's going on, whether it is going to be an A plant. I mean, yeah, they've just been kind of confused by that quick reposition from jkaem here. There is a kit available in his hands, but of course he's on the low HP, so really just has to rely on getting the catch. They might not expect him so quickly around here. We'll see. Beanox, that first line of defense. jkaem creeping in. He's being made by the AWP. Oh, barrel spotted. Molotov, thank goodness for jkaem. It's actually Nork to find the frag, and now they know where the final one is. jkaem to take him down. Defuse coming in. It's a little close there. Maybe would have made everyone a bit more comfortable. Ah, he retrieved a kit. He picked a kit up. Okay, it's all good. It's all good then. It doesn't matter. I thought Nork didn't have one. All the same, 6-2-6. Apeks bring it pretty close there for a CT side. We'll see how this series pans out in the second half.
I go, you're in my heart till I'm weak and old. I carry you, you're bright in my soul, making me glow. I carry you wherever.
Hello, welcome back. Second half underway here. Pompa fighting to stay alive in the Atlanta qualifiers. And of course, Apeks looking to also save themselves, but, you know, I think in a clean fashion would be nice as well. They have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder thanks to the game earlier on, in which they lost 2-0. Pretty clean fashion against FTW. So they're trying to redeem themselves here at the tail end of the evening. jkaem with the Julies, just laying down the law. No kills, but, you know, he scares them off. Phoenox is going to find a frag through the smoke, in fact. Super deep in towards CT spawn here from Apeks. This is a little weird. Little bit weird. Man advantage, kit available for Pompa. Certainly could make this work from here, clearing out a lot of angles as well, but I believe the plan is also for these players out in towards streets, so it could get a bit difficult to deal with this, and yeah, they're a bit confused as they come onto the bomb site. So no resistance. Mr. Sense, though, is going to find two. That really opens us up here. Smoke onto the bomb. Hit as well. They've got to try and eliminate him. They do so. jkaem with the Julies gets it done. Pistol goes the way of Apeks.
Yeah, much better as well. I think if they'd given that to Pompa, it would have allowed them to actually build up a bit of stability early. You know, get that money on the CT side somewhat stable. But for Apeks, that's very important. And I like the way in which they play it as well. They prioritize the bomb plant over everything. They know they can put pressure on, even if the numbers aren't in their favor, which that's exactly what happened. So a nice, decent buyout for Apeks. Not the same for Pompa. They're going to go for a non-investment here. So Apeks should go 2-0, 8-6, but 2 rounds up over Pompa in a fairly okay fashion. Or else tucked in. Oh, the Molotov there. Apeks look like they're going in the direction of the A site. And actually, they'll realize sooner rather than later, no one's home. But you can see jkaem's holding for the flank. You'll hear all these people dropping. Now they know. Now they know the flank is on.
A little awkward for Sense. Oh my goodness, he's done so much damage for only 1 kill. There it is. Setting himself up for a nice clean triple spray down, of course. That's what he was doing. We're just not on this guy's level. Yeah. It was all part of the plan. Don't worry about it.
All part of the plan. So, again, that was kind of a throw around. We don't really expect anything too miraculous in those sort of rounds. Any sort of constellation kills, nice, but Pompa, this one that matters at most. Full buy is in for the first time in the second half. It has to be a conversion once again. If you can allow Apeks to snowball, you're in a lot of trouble. We saw them do it in towards, well, the latter part of that first half, but also the entirety of map number 1. This time Apeks are looking in the direction of B. There's 3 players here to meet them. Rails isn't far away in terms of a rotate either. This actually could be considerably messy. Ooh.
Alrighty then. Oh god, and Phoenox overwhelmed from behind. 5 versus 3. Yeah, you thought it was going to be good, but it's Apeks, man, just mowing them down again. They line up, however, getting in each other's way. That is certainly awkward. Trades have got to come back in here then, and they will. Really well played there by Apeks. Just not rush the bomb plant in that situation. Yeah. It's got a bit weird. Comms could break down, right? You got to deal with this guy. Turns out there's 2 of them, but they do so brilliantly, and it all works out in the end, 9-6.
Yeah, and of course for Pompa now, again, back to a little bit of a lesser investment for them. It allows Apeks up to double digits, and this is, like we said, where in these MR12 systems, Apeks can just pull away, and before you know it, the game is done, right? You have to be so careful. Pompa, no real investment here. Bit of half armor. Sticking around that kind of 1.5k mark, which is enough for them to buy in towards the round next with M4s. Bits of U-turn and all the rest. Is definitely a little dicey. Say the least. 5-7, so can be good. Like we said, 1 tapper potential at close range. even with head armor, you have to be so, worried about those. Nice little 1-2 punch set up on towards the B side as well. You're going to have to use a bit of util. Push them off live. Norcus takes some aggression. Smoke is broken. They're flying through it. jkaem, the shotgun misses. He takes a tag. Doesn't get the kill. And Cassie's will find one with a nade.
Yeah, then a little awkward. Nork will continue fragging. Phoenix still on this B-bomb site. But it looks like they may well head towards A. Doesn't matter. Nork finds the kill. And now they can essentially go anywhere they like, so long as they do it together.
That's it. Masters Morels, like you said, play the trade game here, and they are chilling. But again, a constellation kill or two wouldn't be too bad. Maybe if Morels can get some sort of an upgrade, that'd be nice as well. Only the MP9 right now. Of course, they're going to money in towards the next. That's the biggest deal, generally speaking. Apeks going to find that 10th. That's what it's all about. Morels is going to get himself one, and the upgrade to the AK, like we said. So it's a nice thing to carry over. It's just whether he's given the luxury. He won't expect Nork. Surely doesn't matter. jkaem beats him first. So Morels will fall. 10th round collected for Apeks. Nice bit of stability being built up now by the T side. 4 rounds ahead to Pompa. Arguing a little bit of trouble.
Not looking good sir. Yeah, it does seem once Apeks have moved on to the T side, they look very comfortable here, right? This is kind of where the decent win rate and the reps and whatnot and the punish ultimately comes in, right? On the weak side, so far, proving as such. We'll see. Guns are out. Pompa convinces that they should perhaps stay alive. Veggie will find kicks and trying to get cheeky there.
Okay, not the worst in terms of a start there. Opening kill going their way, but Pompa have lost a couple of these before already. We've got numbers advantage. Morels and util spotted and drop a smoke on around the corner as well. This is a bit scrappy. jkaem, he won't clear him. Down he falls. 5v3, and now Apeks are in a little trouble.
Try and nade off the smoke here and gather some info. No one behind it just yet. Let's have a little deep as well. Their senses right on the edge of that one. Yeah, catches him. Just quick switching back. Double spray down. Yes, it is. Sense ends up taking his own life. Not quite sure what's happened there. So Casanito goes from a situation that would have been a 2 versus 2 into a 1 versus 2. And yeah, kind of knew what was up. Desperate little fight there. Does not win it. And it will be Pompa cleaning up that first rifle round.
Good. Needed for Pompa as well. Much better signs. Signs of life, fundamentally. It's a good position to be in. They've got, of course, a 3-round deficit to try and catch up, and they are going to call for the second tack pause. I like this. It just is a good place for Pompa to have a little conversation. Probably also to kind of maybe adjust their setups a little bit to kind of match what we've seen from Apeks so far. Apeks are playing very quick in the early round, and they're reacting off the back of it. That time it worked well because they won their opening 2 duels. Their 50s went kind of successfully. There's a world in which they don't, and that's when they probably then have to be at least a little concerned. But I think for Apeks, they themselves don't have to be concerned. They've got plenty of money left in the back pockets. They've got a full buyout here. They've got the auto-pin play as well, and they've got a 3-round buffer zone to speak of. They're not too worried about anything, at least for the time being. It's just that they allow Pompa back into this game. So I think for Apeks, you can kind of bring in Mytho, the coach, into the conversation just to level the heads a bit. Look, there's nothing to worry about. This is a fine position we're in right now. Do what you're doing. Maybe ever so slightly slow things down in that early round. Just make sure don't lose the man advantage so quickly.
Emmy. Oh, nothing presenting as he swings out. Gonna drop back. Play things safe. It will be an A hit coming in. Kind of like those odds on the CT side. Oh, could get a little weird though. They're still sort of getting into position. Morals in for the double. There it is. Unexpected player at the end of the day. 4 versus 2. And the 2 that remain for Apeks are pretty far away from the action. So the idea of trades is going to be a tough one. jkaem, bad find there. And he's savvy to this flank. May well have heard a footstep, or he's just smart. Either way, he's going to land the shots. He's going to open up that B bomb site. 2-on-2, looking very, very spicy indeed for Apeks.
It's not a bad position. Not at all. Nork and jkaem as well. Probably the two you'd want to call upon. Oh, Nork, they surely heard that. Must have. Bomb be planted. Planted for the water player as well, but jkaem's going to hold for it. They know. They must know. Must have that drop. Nork actually would have found the kill if he just held his position. He's now walking into the angle. Emmy. Got to keep walking to danger here, and Nork does not miss those. All down to Han, and he's already tagged.
Not looking good. He's flanked out from behind. What a round to be taken. And what a round from jkaem, man. 11-7 results off the bat. But my goodness, that was criminal. Absolutely criminal. Two fantastic frags coming through from jkaem.
Isn't bad. It really isn't. So, another pause. The third and final called by Pompa. Understandably so. They are going to fall by into this round. So, it's kind of now or never. If they do not win this, they do not have a chance. We're going to go into what is Apeks on 12 with 0 money in the back pockets. This is kind of a must-win scenario. Very much that kind of backs against the wall kind of analogy you can talk of, where we need to just see that next level, 110% out of Pompa. They really don't have anything left to lose now as well. After what was a very quickly dismissed map number 1. A good start to map number 2, but then a bit of a petering off. This is their only real opportunity to kind of show what they are all about. Let's see if there's anything left in the locker for Pompa. Spawn smoke going to come out from Kicksan nice and early. Much better buy for them, of course. I guess bar maybe the Mach 10 from Kicksan, but it's one of those guns that CS2 you kind of rate quite highly.
Aggression on the Mach 10. Not really going to be able to find anything, but, you know, he spots a number of heads there. Ooh, first kill comes in for Veggie around that smoke. Toes spotted by Emmy. He gets the smoke down on A. Still back to their chances going forward. Comes in. Finds his frag, though. Looking good. 5 versus 3. Another recovery round going to be required from Apeks.
Yeah, rough. To the least, it really wasn't. I think what they were hoping there, even kind of jumping around that smoke, if you're going to do it, just commit, right? Showing yourself and then trying to fall away, you're always going to get spammed. There's no chance. All the advantage goes to the player on the other side. 3v5. Apeks have won these before, but still. 40, just over 40 seconds to speak of. It's not the easiest scenario. It still feels like they're kind of eyeing up the area of A. Very close left. The answer is no.
Yeah, not looking good. Dixon with 20 seconds is probably just going to hold his AK, really. And I think he will be able to do that. Oh, maybe not. He's looking for a fight. Awkward gets it, though. Oh, my goodness. That's so lucky. Last wildly stray bullet is enough to do it, apparently. Will eventually fall. 11-8. Gap closing, but still, of course, a lot more work to be done here for the CT side.
Got to say as well, for Pompa, in that kind of risky buy situation, credit to them, they play that very confidently. They go in and try and take early fight and actually kind of push Apeks back away from the sides. They understand that once Apeks are a side that if they get a post-spawn scenario, they're very good at holding it. We've seen it happen time upon time, even when the numbers don't favor them. So, Pompa realize, understand. Very early, kind of keep them at bay. Fortunately for Apeks, all they've got to speak of is Nork on a hero AK. Nothing really else aside from that. A bomb plant would alleviate a lot of pressure into the next few rounds. I mean, granted, Apeks do have rounds in arrears, but they are going to, in some way, allow Pompa to get somewhat close to the action.
Ooh. Close for the Deagle. Beanox actually getting 2 there. that pretty much solidifies the round. To be honest. Yeah, a little bit of a weird buy, of course, as you say. And now, I don't really know. Do you keep Nork on the AK? Probably, right? Like, you don't have much of a chance into this round, to be honest.
It's probably the best thing to do, right? Just make sure it stays alive, especially as the rest of the team are getting picked off one by one. Only thing is, Anubis is the hardest map to save on. It's the smallest. There's very kind of few angles to tuck yourself in, which give you any level of security. jkaem is going to be kind of fun. And Nork is going to find one at the very least. And he gets caught jumping up. Still saving is so difficult. They're swarming. Sharks. They smell blood in the water. There's the potential of an AK and an M4 being kept alive, which would be massive.
Looks like they should be able to. Just about, you know, Veggie just right around that corner. If they stretched out a bit too far back, they would have indeed gone down. But it's all good. They had their nice little saving zone. Pause coming in. Tech pause here. So cross your fingers. It's not going to be a long one.
Yes, hope it's not too problematic. But yeah, overall, still a decent position for Apeks. It's still got at least that kind of somewhat level of a comfort to be had. You just do get ever so slightly worried that if Pompa can close that gap to even within one, that's where confidence can do enough to kind of take them a little bit further forward. Hopefully, it's only a brief sec pause. Apparently, it's something to do with a mouse. So, you know, just... plug it in, mate. You'll be all right.
Yeah. We run out of battery.
I've been there.
And this is where surely as a pro player, you got to have 3 or 4 mice ready to go. You know, I'm sure they've got the mouse of their choice. We don't, you know, necessarily promote. But, you know, there's a couple of mice that are very popular, aren't they? So
I do, for a price. just letting you all know.
Yeah, if there's anyone out there, Neokai can be bought.
I can be bought with ease. It's
amazing.
Well, for now, I mean, obviously, good time to have a little breather. I'm 90% sure they can't bring the coaches into the conversation here, but even can you look at Apeks while they're kind of waiting for this round to begin? And same for Pompa, they can get the IGLs in play and actually lean on some of the more experienced players, especially when you look towards kind of Pompa, for example. You know, you also got the individuals like, you know, Veggie, who's been around for a while, playing with a fairly decent variety of teams. Emmy, who's probably one of the oldest players in the server, and obviously one of the most experienced as well. And then Han, who's similar scenario, he's played in both kind of domestic national teams, but also quite a few mixers and international teams themselves. So a lot of experience to lean on, and maybe these sort of situations of where they go. Obviously, to Apeks, you look at kind of essentially Kigsan. What can he do in terms of calling? He's actually, since he's come into this team, he's done a really good job of calling. But yeah, at least for now, it is just a question about closing this out. They're 2 rounds ahead, 2 rounds away. So the worry isn't there just yet, but it can very quickly get to that point.
Hopefully should not be waiting too much longer on this one. I mean, you know, it is pretty much the worst time. Maybe the second worst time, you know, towards the end of the game. The worst time would be like 12-11, of course. But
yeah,
this is certainly up there, especially for Pompa. You know, you don't like to be waiting around too much while you're feeling good. Here we go, though. That ticking down of the clock is always a good sign. We found the replacement mouse. And indeed, we are ready to go. Definitely curious to see what Apeks have got in store with yet another dodgy buy for them.
Yeah, it's not a dream, is it? Right? Because you got those 2 safe weapons, but around it is where you kind of worry. Kicks us already into a deagle. The IGL, hoping that someone else can pick up the kind of the slack of the fragging, basically, in this sort of round. So far, Casnito and jkaem both had pretty good games. Oh, he falls off. It was a nice idea. Does more damage to his team than he does to the other player. Hard will find one. He actually stays alive, but it might only be momentarily as Nork spams him through the door.
swing coming in from Veggie, though. Double spray down for him, but it's a double spray down for Kixon. So we're in the same situation of that one-man advantage. It's just Emmy on A, and they've got to know that he's the A player. They've got to know that he loves playing around the pillar. That's pretty much all he's been doing all half long. Advanced position for him does not work out. Sense gets the better of him, and we have map and series point for Apeks.
Of course, elimination point for Pompa too. As this is the lower bracket, lose this and you are out 12-9. Thankfully, a bye for Pompa into what potentially could be their final round, but man, who knows? Who knows? Just while we're here as well, we've got to ask questions about maybe for Pompa how they're kind of exhausting the strat book a little bit. They've been trying to play a bit aggressive, not been working well. They've also been looking the other way as well, where it's looking dicey. They go aggressive and kicks out of Nork will punish them. Hahn does find one to open things up, but the numbers go in favor of Apeks.
Pick up from Emmy. Morals, though, going to get taken down before there's any real chance to use that even scenario to get back into things. Emmy's still alive on the A-bomb site. Again, they're going to look to overwhelm him here. Casanito low. Easy pickings. Ooh, Kixan just throwing himself into the situation. Emmy with a bit of a positional change here. This could be big. Could get the catch off. Kixan's ready for it, though. Surely gets him. Does indeed. Down to just Beanox to save the game. Can't get it done. Nork will drop him. And that is the 2-0 in favor of Apeks there. And unfortunately, it will be Pompa dropping out in that first round of the lower bracket, not taking a single map across the course of the day. But a couple of them in there where they looked okay. But Apeks at the same time, fantastic game from them. Pretty much